Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fabulous world of business. It's probably not as, the perks are great, but probably not as great as Esther just mentioned about having a free flight. But nevertheless, one interesting thing about it is that she did indicate that once you get your license, you could actually start a business. And so that's where we come in. It's one thing to have the skill, the knowledge, the ability, but to really be effective and to really grow your business, you need some other skills. So we're going to talk about that. I also want to talk about in business admin, it's not a lengthy video, but it's longer than 3 minutes or so. And the reason why I want to show that, because a lot of people don't think about accounting, which is a very important area in any given business, keeping track of the money. And so I want to share a video on what is an accountant, more specifically CPA. So enjoy this short video, and I'll be back with you in a moment.
Hello, future CPAs. My name is Ming Liu. I'm here to introduce you to the exciting possibilities of a career in accounting as a certified public accountant. I should know, I teach accounting at Santa Monica College and UCLA. I've helped many students go on to flourish in a variety of roles across a range of industries. And before becoming a professor, I wore a few different hats myself. Let's cover the accounting basics. At the most fundamental level, accounting is all about financial information. Accountants are masters at analyzing, verifying, and reporting on financial data. They pick up on patterns no one else can see and put together puzzles no one else can solve. Depending on your interests and strengths, you can build a general accounting skill set or acquire a high degree of specialization. Virtually every business runs on financial transactions, which means that whatever you want to do and wherever you want to go, a career in accounting can take you there. You'll find accountants in every organization, in every type of business, and in every corner of the world. Our clients range from individual taxpayers to national governments, from mom and pop businesses to global corporations. We work for the biggest studios in Hollywood, the hottest fashion brands, and your favorite pro sports teams. We help workers save their hard-earned money, and we help not-for-profits change the world. As you might guess, there are some big benefits to entering the profession upon which all other professions rely. While our specific jobs vary tremendously, accounting professionals all enjoy high demand for their skills, high earning potential, strong job security, professional freedom, and flexibility and advancement opportunities. Yet when it comes to exciting career paths, accounting remains one of the best kept secrets. And one of the best kept secrets of accounting is just how accessible it is. Because we help companies and groups make sound financial decisions, we're an important component of every industry. While these decisions are based on figures and other data, most accountants only need basic math and computer skills instead of having to crunch a lot of numbers themselves. Knowing how to work with people can be just as important as business acumen. As long as you're willing to learn, you'll find your opportunities expanding with your expertise. No matter where you're coming from personally, academically, or geographically, you can build a future in the profession. I love my career, but not every CPA ends up in the classroom. To give you a better picture of what public accounting looks like, I'll pass it over to one of my peers, Sharon Anuma.
Hi, Ming. Thank you. I work at EY, primarily in the tax service line, and I focus more on helping my clients with tax compliance, and I also help audit the tax portion of the financial statements for publicly traded companies. I like numbers, and I found that I really enjoyed my accounting classes also. And I found that the accounting profession gave me an opportunity to add value to my clients and also add value to my colleagues and the people I work with. I think accounting provides me with a great lifestyle, and just having the opportunity now to afford different things, to travel to different clients, has just been a really rewarding part of my career. I think what really surprised me most about my accounting career path was my ability to shape my own career. For example, my ability to either work in a large firm or to work as an entrepreneur or go specifically into an industry that I really enjoy and work there as an accountant. What I like most about my job is that it challenges me and it keeps me engaged. And I also have an opportunity to coach and mentor new staff and my team. And just the whole environment just gives me an opportunity to grow, and I can see myself developing and growing every single day.
Sharon's work has a lot in common with what I did for several companies before becoming a professor. But the deeper you dive into accounting, the more you're able to pick up on the nuances of individual roles and the deep specialization many positions require. What all accounting roles have in common, though, is the potential to open doors into exciting new worlds. Just ask Pablo Vera, who works for the FBI.
Thank you, Ming. I'm a forensic accountant with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I mostly work on criminal cases and some national security cases, and I focus on the financial aspects of investigations. If you like the idea of tracing money and making a difference, this could be the job for you. I've always had an interest in just mission-oriented organizations. I currently volunteer. I served in the military. I've been in the government for a while now, working at Secret Service and now FBI. For me, law enforcement it's where I like to be for the rest of my career. At first, at college, I was going in different directions. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was exploring, but I did develop an interest in law enforcement when I was in the Marine Corps before college. Eventually, I learned through student organizations and networking with people that accounting could be a path into federal law enforcement jobs to become an investigator or a forensic accountant. Technology is always evolving, right? Just like in the business world, it's always evolving in the criminal world. Just like criminals try to use new tools, innovative techniques, and technologies to perpetrate their crimes, law enforcement also has to grow with that, right? As forensic accountants, right, we have to follow the money, and it doesn't matter if it's just through the traditional banking system or outside the banking system. I can think of a case that involved identity theft and bank fraud. My work helped eventually get 3 people charged and indicted. There are plenty of opportunities in government at every level, right? Not just federal, but also state and local. So these government and nonprofit jobs could really offer great opportunities for those students.
Pablo's governmental work is undeniably exciting. Governmental accountants could be the ones who bring down the next cyber terrorist or organized crime ring. But not everyone wants to spend their career fighting criminal activity. Many professionals prefer to focus on helping generate value and improve operations by working in business and industry. This is especially true of the RV and adventure industries, which are experiencing a popular renaissance, thanks in part to the hard work of accountants. For a closer look, let's take a ride with Stacey Conaway, Senior Manager of External Reporting at Winnebago.
Thanks, Ming. I am very passionate about making people discover their passions, and I think that that being outdoors is part of that. I personally love being outdoors, and so I want people to experience that, and that's why I'm really proud to work for Winnebago. That is something that people should consider when they're thinking about their career, is how do you align the accounting side with something that you are passionate about so that you're incorporating a piece of you into your career. I help management make important business decisions. I make sure that all of the financial information being reported to the public is complete and accurate, and technical accounting issues are addressed appropriately with the new guidance that's coming out. I think one of the special skills that accountants really need is good communication. You really have to be able to communicate with different people in the organization and be able to tailor your message to their level of competency. So you have to be really fluid in how you communicate. A lot of how your career is shaped is who you know and what experiences you get. And so it's really important that you take advantage of every opportunity that you can, whether that be internships or job shadowing, just because sometimes you think you want one thing and then you have that experience and you say, okay, maybe that's not for me, or you end up loving it. So it's a great way to make career decisions, is by having experiences. The lifestyle for being an accountant is really up to you. It's varied depending on how you want to live your life and how much money you want to make. It's afforded me a really great lifestyle, so becoming a CPA is the best thing that I ever did.
As you can see, accounting offers widely different career paths and tremendous rewards. And we've only scratched the surface of the professional opportunities awaiting you. Remember, if it involves any amount of money or data, it involves an accountant. While Sharon, Pablo, Stacy, and I all ended up prospering in very different roles by specializing in our respective areas, we all started off studying the same material. And going further back, we have something else in common. None of us grew up planning on becoming accountants. But once we discovered the possibilities of the profession, we all found ways to make accounting our own and live the lives that we love. Is accounting in your future? The only way to find out is to commit yourself to the appropriate classes, study hard, and further explore the rich career opportunities in our profession. If you do, you'll be perfectly positioned to work anywhere you want in the role of your choosing and have fun doing it.
So this way to cpa.com/mycareer is a good site to explore this opportunity more. One of the things about accounting is that when you think of accounting, and I think a question was asked in the previous presentation about numbers, and accounting, I always say that math, numbers, yes, is important, but change that a little bit and think accounting is about money. Nobody has a problem with dealing with money. Nobody has a problem of tracking where the money is coming from and where it's going. So accounting is really about the money and tracking it, reporting on the spending of it, and as well as the receipt of it. So it's a very important item to remember. And at College of Alameda, we do have two Associate of Science transfer degrees. One is economics, and the other one is business administration. And in business administration, one of the requirements is that you would take 2 accounting classes, financial accounting and managerial accounting, which will satisfy your first year of accounting, as well as we have a tax accounting course that we offer to help you. The nice thing about the tax course is that if you take the course and another course or class of review, you can take the state of California test and become a certified tax preparer, preparing small individual returns. Some of you have already done that. If you're employed in any kind of way, you file a very simple tax return, which is the little 1040. It's that one that's really complicated. Which leads me to the next thing. What's on the horizon that's coming up? We have certificates of achievement as well as proficiency that you could get as an entrepreneur. How many of you love music? You know, and then sometime in your garage, you sort of get your band together and play, and then you decide to start going out. First, you're just volunteering your time, and then later on, you said, you know what? You then begin to charge. Well, now you started a kind of like a small business. So now you can be classified in your small business as an entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur, you are the leader of your business. And again, as it was indicated before, if you have a license, certificate, a particular skill, particular talent, or a product, you can become your own boss, if you want to think of it that way. That's basically what an entrepreneur is. So the certificate that's coming up, that you are more than welcome, and hopefully you will participate at COA. You will learn how to launch, how to grow, and how to manage a successful business. You will also learn how to develop some key professional skills for entrepreneurial success, such as leadership, innovation, creativity. You'll learn how to negotiate, you'll learn how to problem solve, and then branding. Branding your product or service is so important, particularly when there are so many social media platforms that can be used. The other growing area is logistics. I don't know how many of you live here in the Bay Area, but if you remember the old Army base down in West Oakland, that's sort of like on the border in San Francisco. You could look right across. Well, that's a growing area. And one of that is logistics. So the picture you see here of all of these crates or whatever is associated with what we call logistics. And in our program that's upcoming, this will prepare for career tracks in office administration, claims representative, customer services rep, pricing specialist. You could go on and on. And the starting salary and our wages there are pretty good. They're about 2 or 3 times above the minimum wage. So that's not too bad. And the last certificate is that's forthcoming is our business information worker, which is really a really interesting position to have, because you'll develop general skills in planning, setting goals, helping with ideas, strategizing with management, and then doing a pitch. A pitch means you're going to be presenting your ideas to someone. So all of these potential certificates will become available beginning possibly in the spring of next year. Think of them. And as I stated before, we already have, go a slide back for me, Kim, one more. Currently what's in progress, we already have our Associates of Science transfer degree. And let me just state here, when we talk about AST, transfer degree, what it means is that you will spend your first 2 years at the community college acquiring up to 60 units as max. Those 60 units then are transferred to any state or UC campus, which means you'll transfer and you'll be at the junior level working towards your undergrad, your BA or your BS degree. So that's a nice thing. So if you, it's a lot cheaper to go at the community college, is not as high. The cost is very low per unit for any course that you take. So it is an advantage when you're looking at finance on how are you going to be able to afford that that college education, which begins at the community colleges, and then it continues on and you finish at the university or state colleges with a undergrad degree, possibly your MBA, Master's in Business Administration. And then for those who want to really think about teaching, you might go on a PhD. But there are a lot of job opportunities again. And so whenever you want, whatever, you know, a lot of students come in and they said, and the counselor will ask you, what's your major? And so most students would say, oh, my major is business. But remember, there's a lot of different areas in business. So eventually, within the first year, you want to decide, do you want to go the accounting pathway? Do you want to focus on marketing? Do you want to focus on technology within? So there's a lot of different areas within business. So be very careful when you say business is very broad, very general. And I believe that was my last slide that I had. I thank you for the time and open up for any questions. I'm so sorry that y'all can't see my lovely face, but that's okay. Okay.
Hello, Rochelle. This is Emiliano Sanchez. I just wanted to thank you for saying that about, you know, business being so broad. I think a lot of times our students don't quite understand whether, you know, say I'm in construction, I'm in engineering, and it's like, what does that mean? And so I appreciated you saying that even in business, it's like there's so many ways of, you know, levels of entry into that field, and you know, then specialization. I mean, there's great opportunities. So thank you.
You're welcome. You know, there's the other aspect here, the globalization of accounting. Accounting is all over. It's not just US. So being able to enter in, we have international accounting, which is a growing field. We also have nonprofits, believe it or not, nonprofit organizations such as churches, any organization that is started up where they're really not in there for the profit, they're in there to provide a particular service, and then they rely on donations from others. So again, so many opportunities. And from that, you could branch off again and become an entrepreneur specializing in a particular area or industry, one industry or so many opportunities that's going to give you a very lucrative career as well as lifestyle. Again, thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you if you want more information. Again, you could check with the COA. The counselors can connect you to our department. We have fabulous instructors awaiting to help you in your career.